115-111 the final.
Tough loss for the Spurs tonight. They fall to the Phoenix Suns 115-111. Bill Schoening wrapping things up from the AT&T Center. He may be speaking with a Spurs assistant coach coming up. We'll see. I'm Chris Duel along with Michael Bartlett. Michael's getting a call from the coach right now. That's the coach calling into Michael. Michael's going to pass that along to Bill Schoening, and Bill Schoening will interview a Spurs assistant coach here. Here we go. Bill Schoening, I'll let you listen.
115-111 Phoenix over the Spurs, and we're now pleased to be joined by assistant coach Becky Hammond. Becky, first of all, just
Becky Hammond with Bill.
Yeah, obviously, it's tough to win an NBA game shooting 25% from three, but I thought our guys battled, hung in there. I thought their bench hurt us. They were very efficient when they came in, and, you know, we a couple shots away.
Yeah, you look at the down the stretch, there was a couple of calls. It could have gone either way. You never know. That jump ball obviously was very, very important. But obviously they competed very well all the way to the final buzzer. Were you happy with the way the team was competing there late in the ballgame after coming back from 18 down?
Yeah, I thought defensively in that first half, I didn't think we came out with a lot of physicality. We were kind of following them around. And I thought in the second half we came out more physical, more disruptive, and that's the way we have to be. We have to muck up the game a little bit. And, you know, we had that stretch where we cut it to about 5 and then didn't score for another couple minutes. And those are always hard to sustain, especially when they're at the end of the game like that. But, you know, we just keep plugging along, getting better, getting more experience in these close games. Guys get more
Megatron, what is up?
In these big moments. And hopefully we can close down the stretch a little bit better.
So those little droughts throughout the course of a game tend to hurt you, it seems like, from time to time, Becky. And you mentioned that time that you, in this ball game, was halfway through the fourth, with a little bit over 6 minutes to go. You cut it to 5 at 195, but then a little bit of a drought, and they have a 10-0 run, and that flips the game a little bit to a 15-point lead from a 5-point lead.
Well, yeah, and then, I mean, you
John, Jason, Christian, Veronica, Leland, Joanne, good evening.
They come out and make a hit like that, and we couldn't stop them on the other end, and we weren't scoring on the other end, so it's just the perfect storm a little bit. You know, maybe they come out hitting some shots, but we got to hit 1 or 2 shots, too, and I think that drought really put us behind the 8 ball, especially that late in the game.
Thaddeus Young was saying in shoot-around today that the spirits are still very high. It's a very enthusiastic young group. Obviously, he's the veteran of the group. Have you sensed that same thing, that these guys are still working very hard and still enthusiastic and ready to get after it every day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're very consistent in who they are and the energy that they bring and the effort that they bring. You know, we've been on the road a little bit, so I think that took a little bit out of us. But, again, I thought, you know, we competed the whole time.
Doris, welcome.
And, you know, that's the hottest team in the league right now. I think they reeled off that's their 13th win in a row.
Right.
And we were right there. We hit a couple shots, and we're right there with them.
Jakob Poeltl seemed to be getting back in his group.
Glass half full.
Quite a setback.
Listen to Becky.
7 games, obviously, with the health and safety protocols. The first game back, he got his feet wet a little bit with 15 minutes the other night. But did you feel like maybe he got back in his rhythm a little bit more than saw the Jakob before he went out?
Yeah, I mean, he's still working his way, but obviously working his way back. But we miss him especially on the defensive end. You know, his presence is felt. He's a great rim protector. Sets a lot of great screens. I thought we were able to get him in the pocket quite a bit tonight. And so he's a huge part of our program. And to miss him for that stretch of games really hurt us. I thought, you know, the next guy up, next man up mentality helped.
David Valles, welcome.
It starts to wear on your ecosystem of the team. When they miss that many games in a row. So we're certainly glad to have him back. And hopefully, you know, we'll be able to get one on Wednesday.
Okay. Thanks very much, Becky. We appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
That is Becky Hammond, assistant coach for the Spurs. Her post-game comments, 115-111 Phoenix with the victory over the Spurs. And as Becky pointed out, that was a critical stretch there halfway through the fourth quarter when the Spurs had cut it to 5 at one.
Just be on your tippy toes in case he tosses it to you.
Made it a 5th game. That makes it very, very difficult.
Louisa, welcome.
Kind of a deficit. 115-111 the final. Spurs radio continues in a moment. This is Duel.
In 1932, 10 teachers signed a charter at Fox Tech High School.
Louisa, welcome in. Louisa joins us a lot in the morning on my morning show on Ticket 760, along with Shannon Salty Sweeney. Louisa says, so close, but still can't win. Yeah, and if you were listening to Becky Hammond just now, she made the point, this is the hottest team in the NBA. Phoenix has won 13 in a row. They're 14-3, and the Spurs were right there at the end. This Spurs team will find a way to win these games, but tonight wasn't the night, sadly.
Wow. Margaret, this is your moment.
Actually, I'm going to go.
Margaret, she just left the stage. Wow.
Does he have one more?
And it just got
No, this is me. Okay, thanks.
Grilled cheese burrito.
All right, I've got a segment here that I do.
Introducing the double steak grilled cheese burrito, only from Taco Bell. Participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. Double the steak claims compared to the steak quesadilla.
Joanne, that's not a very good attitude. These are the San Antonio Spurs. 6 trips to the NBA Finals. I don't think R.C. Buford and Greg Popovich have forgotten how to build a team. Tucker Park says got to work on free throws and three-pointers.
Visit online at GermaniaInsurance.com/Spurs to request a free quote. Germania Insurance.
Brian, that's very funny. If they get to 420, we legalize. Very funny, Brian.
Take your pick of partial or full season plans, all featuring exclusive benefits and guaranteed.
Meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are beating the New York Giants with 1:10 to go. Even Brady is out of that. Blaine Gabbert is now in at quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Or visit spurs.com/memberships. Season presented by HEB.
Here we go. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. Final score from the AT&T Center. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. Final score from the AT&T Center. The Phoenix Suns defeat the San Antonio Spurs 115-111. Programming note on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. Our Spurs React is coming up in just a few moments. But first, we'll update you on the NBA scoreboard. Games in progress in Utah, Salt Lake City, 4:30 to go in regulation. Jazz lead the Grizzlies. Actually, Grizzlies just hit a three-point shot. It's now tied 110-110. Jazz and Grizzlies, 4:13 to go in regulation there. In Sacramento, it is halftime, and the Philadelphia 76ers lead the Kings 55-52. Everything else final tonight. Nets beat the Cavs 117-112. It was the Hornets over the Wizards 109-103. The Hawks, the Spurs' next opponent on Wednesday night, they won at home tonight over the Oklahoma City Thunder 113-101. Celtics beat the Rockets 108-90. It was the Pacers over the Bulls 109-77. Bucks all over the Magic 123-92. And the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the New Orleans Pelicans 110-96. Once again, Spurs React coming at you after a quick wrap-up from Bill Schoening at the AT&T Center, where the Spurs fall tonight to the Phoenix Suns 115-111. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond on inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by
all right.
Not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward
they had to move on without DeMar, Joanne. They made that decision to go with the youth movement. You saw the last year with DeMar. You saw how that worked out. Taro Kotani, another tough loss. My holiday ruined. Don't let it ruin your holiday, Taro. We just heard Becky Hammond tell Bill Schoening the Phoenix Suns are the hottest team in the league, having won 13 in a row, and we were right there at the end with them. Glass half full.
You want to know what makes me LeBron? Sleep. That's right. Sleep is my superpower. And calm.
Welcome in, everybody.
Is essential to activating that power. From the sound of rain falling on leaves to bedtime sleep stories.
Very nice. Brian, you're on fire tonight. Can we get a Black Friday, a black and silver Friday? Yes. And the Spurs do play on Friday. Who is it on Friday? It is. I have my trusty Spurs schedule right here. Here's Bill Schoening. The Celtics on Friday.
Our broadcast engineer, Sam Walters, and our statistician, Walter Stoops. Next game for the Spurs against the Atlanta Hawks here at the AT&T Center on Wednesday night. That game will tip at 7:30.
Atlanta on Wednesday, Celtics on Friday.
And 107.5 in Spanish, KXTN in San Antonio with our friend Paul Castro.
There you go, Frank.
Spurs, follow us on Twitter, Spurs.com, or the Spurs app. Our studio producer this evening, Mike Bartlett. Our studio host, Chris Duel. This is Bill Schoening. Thank you for joining us this evening. Again, the final score from the AT&T Center. The Phoenix Suns with the win over the San Antonio Spurs, 115-111. This has been a presentation of Spurs Sports and Entertainment and the National Basketball Association. All rights reserved. Good night, everybody.
Spurs Radio Game Night Rewind has been brought to you by AT&T. The game we live for, the codes we live by. And by iHeartMedia.
At Credit Human, we're big fans of our members. And as an official partner, we're big fans of the San Antonio Spurs. And with our Spurs Rewards credit and debit cards, you can get great rates, bonus points, and cashback rewards with no annual fee just for being a loud, proud fan. For details and more, visit credithuman.com/Spurs.
Louisa, I don't shop physically anymore. I do Amazon. I'm lazy. I want things delivered to my house. John, did the NBA get it right with the punishment? I don't like that Isaiah Stewart got 2 games and LeBron got 1, John. I think that was a little, tip of that. It's like, LeBron, we love you. We'll give him more than we give you. They should have both gotten 2. All right. Here we go. We're going live on the radio. Here we go.
This is Game Night React on the home of the Spurs, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI.
From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. Final score tonight from the AT&T Center. The Phoenix Suns beat the San Antonio Spurs 115-111. The Spurs have lost 5 in a row now, and their record falls to 4-12. Now, that's the bad news. The good news, I hope you were listening to Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond in her discussion with Bill Schoening just a few minutes ago in postgame, because she actually, and I was heartened by this, she was upbeat. She made the point, and she's right, the Phoenix Suns are the hottest team in the NBA right now. They've won 13 in a row. They are 14-3 overall. Golden State Warriors have a slightly better record because the Warriors have lost 2 games and the Suns have lost 3, but the Warriors haven't won 13 in a row. So at the moment, the Phoenix Suns are the hottest team in basketball. And Coach Becky Hammond's point was the Spurs were right there with them all the way to the end. This was 114-111 in the final minute. Spurs had opportunities. Spurs had that jump ball with 11.9 seconds remaining. They get that jump ball. They hit a 3-point shot, and we may be going to overtime and on to a victory perhaps. Now, obviously, Spurs fans are not happy with the loss. I'm not happy with the loss. Spurs coaches and players are not happy with the loss. But it is something to consider that the Spurs played their hearts out. They played 4 quarters. They hung there with the Phoenix Suns. And if the ball bounces a different way late in the ball game, such as with that jump ball with 11.9 seconds remaining, maybe the Spurs win this one against the hottest team in the league, the Phoenix Suns. It didn't happen. They will go back to the drawing board, and they'll try again on Wednesday night against the Atlanta Hawks. This is Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. As I mentioned, I'm Chris. Michael Bartlett joins me on React as well. He runs the entire broadcast operation for Spurs Radio from beginning to end. He's currently busy at work doing a lot of post-game chores that he has to do, recording some sound with Bill Schoening, etc. Our phone number, as always, 210-737-1200 in the San Antonio area, outside San Antonio, 800-383-WOAI. By the way, a lot of people are joining us on Facebook Live. We stream live video of Spurs React on 1200 WOAI's Facebook page. And once again, we welcome in among all of the fans who are joining us right now online on Spurs React, our good friend Taro Kotani, the greatest international Spurs fan, joining us right now from Tokyo, Japan. Taro has traveled 16 times from Tokyo to San Antonio to see the Spurs play. So if you're one of those people who goes, hey, man, I got to drive all the way in from Dripping Springs to see the Spurs play. Well, Taro flies in from Tokyo. So your commute is not that bad wherever you come in, unless you're as far away as Tokyo. So good to see everybody on the live video feed. Let's take you through a few of the numbers tonight for the San Antonio Spurs. As Bill Schoening mentions, DeJounte Murray gets a triple-double tonight, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Very good outing for DeJounte Murray. I think he would have wanted to hit some more shots. He was 9 of 22 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point country, but nonetheless, a great stat line for DeJounte Murray. Spurs were led in scoring by Derek White with 19 points. He also had 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Among the starters, the other starter in double figures was Jakob Poeltl. Good to see Jakob contributing well. In fact, in Jakob's 31 minutes, Jakob Poeltl leads the Spurs in plus-minus at +10. Jakob had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And when he was on the floor for those 31 minutes, the Spurs outscored the Phoenix Suns by 10 points. That's very, very telling. And that shows you the value Jakob Poeltl brings to this Spurs ball club. Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond was talking about him and his value just a few minutes ago in postgame with Bill Schoening. Other Spurs in double figures, just 2 others. Devin Vassell, once again, impressive. He had 17 points in 30 minutes. Devin was 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from three-point country. He had 3 rebounds, an assist, a couple of steals. Devin Vassell making a very, very nice showing. And final Spur in double figures tonight, Lonnie Walker with 11 points in 22 minutes. Lonnie 5 of 13 from the field and 1 of 4 from three-point country. Lonnie Walker also had 4 rebounds and 2 assists. So it all adds up for the Spurs to a 115-111 loss to the Phoenix Suns. That is loss number 5 in a row for the Spurs. Spurs record falls to 4-12. Flip side of that, we talked about the Suns, hottest team in the NBA, have won 13 in a row, and they are 14-3 overall. So once again, the San Antonio Spurs will go back at it against the Atlanta Hawks on Wednesday night. That'll be a 7:30 start at the AT&T Center. Spurs radio game night at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. Our thanks to the great Bill Schoening, another masterful call in his 21st season as the radio voice of the San Antonio Spurs. On-site engineer Sam Walters, outstanding as always, as was veteran statistician Walter Stoops. For those gentlemen and the man playing the music right there who makes the entire broadcast go from beginning to end, you didn't hear from him on React, but all of his adoring fans have been looking at him on the live video feed. He's blowing kisses right now to all of his adoring fans. He is the Mr. Rogers of Sports Talk Radio. It's always a beautiful day in his neighborhood, the one and only Mr. Michael Bartlett. For those gentlemen, I'm Chris Duel. Once again, the final score from the AT&T Center. The Phoenix Suns beat the San Antonio Spurs 115-111. You've been listening to Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. All right, y'all. Rayson, Brian, Louisa, Taro, everybody else in here. I will see you tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock Central Time in America with Shannon Salty Sweeney and the lovely Jeremy Kolak. Until tomorrow, go Spurs, go. In Pop we trust. There will be another night.